Now salon so we dey talk about positive participation in governance na salon. Na National Commission on Democracy. Na salon so we dey talk about within and for we say. Na National Commission on Democracy. Na salon so we dey talk about positive participation in governance na salon. Na National Commission.
Fambulem Audo. And so I will welcome you to this good governance program we will call NCD HOUR. It will come to you courtesy of the National Commission for Democracy, and this time with support from the United Nations Development Program through this station we tune to. Inside today's program, we all know say election don't happen, they don't read results, and we know so we dey right now. We dey talk about a runoff. And we na NCD come for set the pace, lay the foundation, talk about the implications of all NTS wey dey happen in relation to democracy. And for make we talk about all of the issues that will relate to it, the aftermath of the March 7, 2018 elections, I get with me inside the studio 2 commissioners and 1 manager at the National Commission for Democracy. I get Commissioner John Conte, Commissioner Fambule Audu.
Fambule Audu.
That's the Commissioner John Conte, and in charge of the Northern region of the National Commission for Democracy. I also get with me the man in charge of the Western region at the National Commission for Democracy, named Commissioner Benjamin McFoy. Commissioner Fambule Audu.
Fambule Audu.
Yes, that's the Commissioner Benjamin McFoy. And I also get with me, like I said earlier on, the Research and Monitoring Manager at the National Commission for Democracy, named now Mr. Idris Dingabisi. Mr. Dingabisi, tell Fambule Audu.
Fambule Audu.
Yes, me when they bring the program come to you, me and Reverend Jibril Akago, and they remind you, say, yourself can be part of this program. We want to forget your feedback, because we in a communication business, we know say feedback so important. So I make a joke with waiting when I get for say to inside this program. Take time for listening to what we say, and send you text or WhatsApp message to 077 581457, or you can send them to 079 236761. Yourself can be part of this program, and we look forward to that you message them, because it's so important for make this program complete. We push the program go before. We talk about the aftermath of the March 7, 2018 election, especially from a good governance perspective. Make we see how things don't they go, and make we see who side we get for move from IASO. And me want for start for say congratulations to the people of Salone, even as we don't comport ourselves so far inside this election, but the journey not end yet. We get a lot more for do, but you will read more for the panelists them. Make us start with Commissioner John Conte, as I take him from the immediate left going down. Commissioner, now so done today. Today, just the day after they give the final first round results, especially for the presidential election. And we all know say we don't get an outright winner, because we look at the Constitution, Section 42, they talk about 55%. Say 91 person for poll at first, the first ballot. That especially where you get plenty party they contest so. And if nobody don't get 55%, we will go into a runoff. We will take place 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks after they announce the result. And now we know say now March 27, 2018. Waiting all of what will happen so. Waiting we will see are the implications for democracy.
Thank you very much, Fambul. Glad for there again today and for discuss this very, very important topic at time like this. I want to join you in not only congratulating the people of Sierra Leone, but also in thanking them for listening to the messages them. I think say we get a very broad campaign. We don't span short, a long period where we go out and help people them and talk to people about how they need to comport themselves as citizens during this period. And after the situation be also heightened, because people let me they expect the results so much. People let me they expect the results so much, the situation so heightened. We see when the result come out, if you buy what you all man keep they say, everybody blow can down. Everybody breathe can down. And so for me, it is a victory for the people of Sierra Leone. I want to congratulate them so much. I think the commission spent time before the elections will be very active. During the elections will be very active and will go remain active at this period and right what to they expect. Will go remain active. But for now, I just want to say, una thank you, Salon people. Una thank you. Una thank you. Una make we head proud. Una make we glad for una because this thing don't pass. And the so-called naysayers, we don't talk so much how Kuskas get for done at this election. And we see the first phase done. And we'll not see that kind of Kuskas we go make them send there, me and you they talk different thing. We see say today, everybody wake up this morning and everybody they say, let's go back to our normal life. It look like say this is all long calm, it don't pass quietly. Sierra Leoneans, we want to appreciate una as a commission. We want to tell una thank you, we want to congratulate una for what it don't happen. Now let us just attempt for begin with the question we ask. We don't get the first phase now, we don't know now the first phase of the elections. Now we are going to a runoff. What are the implications for democracy? My first word now for say, democracy is a process. And as a process, there are procedures. And when you respect these procedures and you allow them for happen how they ought to happen, for sure, you go reach the targets. And I think saying that we don't try for exercise. In the planning phase, everybody be getting your own responsibility. It very clear say political parties get their own roles. It very clear say NEC get your own roles. It very clear say governments get your own roles. For NEC, now for conduct the elections and make sure say then give we the results there, the time where they're supposed to give it. For political parties, then they can contest inside this great competition. And they're supposed to do their own part for educate them people. At the end of the day, seek for get political power. One of the ultimate. For government, now for ensure say they fund the process without disturbance. For the security forces, now for ensure say everything we get for do the security of this election is put in place and ensure say everything what they ought to do, then do up to the best of their ability. And for we governance institutions, we got your responsibility for ensure say we mix part the cake and make sure say for we civic education take place, for we will promote peace and non-violence for these elections, and every other player, civil society, the media, all man for playing role. And we see everybody play in role. And for me, I see a success for Sierra Leone. Just like how they say na Salon for win. And we see Salon win because everybody play in your own part. And we give everybody in due respect. Some of we be there, Abidena Makeni, and we get cause for call political parties after then begin generate them false results them, then begin scatter them. And me self talk to political parties na Makeni and tell them say, we not for disrespect the process. We not for disregard we rules and regulation as a nation. We not for miss we focus, but for ensure say we stay quiet and wait for the right people for do the right pronouncement. Talking to NEC, we get the responsibility for bringing results. So really, if we talk about the implications for good governance, I think say this is a success for Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone has gone down history that we don't do so well inside this election, where tension be so heightened to the point that very few people will get the courage for say, this election we go do and peacefully, it will come more peacefully. Everybody be getting your own fears. And I also see say, we give chance to people for play their own responsibility. And because we give them chance for do their best, we see how they come out. We not say problems they no do. As just we go discuss the problems in this meeting. But we see all man try for doing utmost and we see what he come out of the election. This thing to all of political parties, everybody is saying, would they accept the results? And that was one message we preached. If you not accept self, would they say respect the results? So that if you want for challenger, you can challenge them because the law provide for that. But so far we see everything they fall in place. And to me, it's a victory for this nation. It's a victory for democracy. And I believe say, after this election, if we continue and finish the runoff, believe you me, we will go to a new pedestal in this country. I think this is good for our democracy. It's a success in Sierra Leone.
Thanks very much to Commissioner Conte. He say this one good for democracy and a big success to the people of Sierra Leone. The Push the program go before. You day on NCD HOUR, you civic education program, where they for promote democratic good governance in Sierra Leone. Of course, they come to you, courts of the National Commission for Democracy with support from the UNDP. We did talk about the aftermath of the March 7, 2018 election, even as now runoff business with the talk about. And we did try for examine all of what happen, the implication we get for democracy in Sierra Leone. And based on Commissioner content assessment, he say with democracy, don't they gain speed, it don't begin get strength, it push go before. And we hope say the trend will don't start to go continue. I want to bring in Commissioner Benjamin McFoy. We still look at the implication for democracy. And for most of the time, the one that we can analyze democracy, they can look at them from the institutional perspective, they can talk about the processes and even the culture. With all what happen, how you feel say the people of Sierra Leone really fear when it comes to the culture of democracy in the country? We really get that thing there right, or still room there for improvement?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I want to the line for congratulate Sierra Leone and also the NEC authority for a good job. Of course, if today we all breathe a sigh of relief, because we get state institutions where they function well.
Okay.
And one of the messages them way we made the filter around in town hall meetings and institutional outreach meetings, we capture state institutions, respectful state institutions. And of course, we see so much play into respect for state institutions for this 2018 election. In as much as the results they may filter around via Facebook, social media to be specific, we still they say they wait for NEC. For me, from that perspective, I feel say we don't really grow as a nation, and with democracy don't grow. And I want to say kudos to the National Commission for Democracy for a very peaceful outcome of the 2018 election. I know say we contribute with quota. And I also want to congratulate the other election bodies where themselves almost they preach the same message, the civil society and the likes. We all contribute to quota. Now, specifically, if you say for let we look at the state institutions, how they don't contribute to waiting to a democracy. Yes, they don't contribute tremendously. Looking at the tension where may they happen, where may they mount around all over now this nation, we see say, yes, all of this we they wait for NEC. NEC now the competent authority where we know say get for allay the nation in fair say now this now the outcome of the 2018 election. So if you ask me, if really we don't go, yes, as an institution, yes, we don't go. Just like our colleague commissioner say, it sets the platform structurally. It say PPRC they do this, prepare the minds of the politicians, put the code of conduct, and so on, conform on ourselves during the electionary process. NEC conduct elections and make sure say you educate voters and announce results. We see all of that and they come to play. Even though yes, political parties they manufacture the results and this, but the general populace, even some of us waiting at their positions here, then they call we they ask. But we got a responsibility. If we they go and preach out to people, say the competent authority we're responsible for announce results after elections na NEC, please do wait for NEC announcement. We want to say thank you to NEC for a very good job done. And today we see where the mindset all don't condom in as much as we face the other face of the electionary process we not even of on the 27th March 2018. So we want to continue to make the appeals again to Sierra Leoneans, for let them know say, election not to what? Election attempt for let you represent, let you elect your representation at the different offices. We preach this message now the 4 regional towns now this county, and we get for continue not stop. Now that make us a commission with they out on the aftermath of the 2018 election for there we continue for engage the minds of Sierra Leoneans and say peace now the prerequisite to national development and not to any other thing past peace. So now we think of the bigger picture with Mama Salon. If any political party win election, na Mama Salon win.
Okay.
So we dey come out and say congratulations to Mama Salon.
Thank you to Commissioner McFoy. Of course, different institutions don't play their role, and we don't say we don't begin imbibe that culture where they say now this institution and get this responsibility, and therefore pay attention to what the institution they say. And when you give the result, like way na neck responsibility, you will be able to accept them and then for move on. We the push the program go before. I'm for bring Mr. Dingabisi again. I still want for a look at this aspect of we democratic culture, how we see them coming into effect during this election period and till date. We really we need we get side we go say room there for improvement in terms of how we behave to each other, especially the aspect of tolerance, we're so key in terms of democratic culture.
Yes, well, one thing we find, Mr. Moderator, the elections, we get some pluses and we get some minuses.
Okay.
For instance, one thing we are for most commend, we elections they get progressively better. But one thing we for commend the government for, we don't begin fund up to 80% of elections. Mind you, democracy is something we until we safe we start for fund we processes, we not go able to own we processes. Okay. This is very important. So if we begin to fund we elections, it is likely say the elections here we go own them. We not go the elections they don't go find, but we find out say the external, the donors then, and they fund a considerable part. These elections we fund up to 80% of them. We are locally generated funds now take for one. But we get plenty room for improvement, because if we do the one a day, we able to make we elections then we build trust, we able to reduce some of their costs a day, and the cost of elections can do. For instance, the case is so if we talk this now, if we tolerate each other, plenty yagba will get for police go reduce. Now only when needed or only where is necessary. So that is equally important. For now we get political tolerance. We don't already get them, but you know, like state way, we need to take them to another level. This political tolerance is something way, you see, usually in our elections they come, we can raise up the level of the civic education. But civic education is something supposed to be continuous. If we build on that, I believe say the country will get a lot of dividend as we move towards election. In addition to that, the process is the way we get towards the elections here. Some of them also, we get pluses, we get minuses. But some of the pluses then, first of all, it goes towards the institutions. For instance, like the Sierra Leone police, the ONS, you know, plenty times, we don't see the coordination this time improve. And it translates into the election day, as well as managing the security of the country. This is something we for loudly come out and praise we all in Sierra Leone. For say we self as Sierra Leoneans, as local institutions, we can do it. Not to say a lack of the sense, or lack of the skill, or lack of the understanding make we not do it. In addition to that, we see institutions like NEC, like PPRC, the way they self come up to them. Honestly, managing elections of their nature here, with all the parties the way they did it, with all the political parties, 16 parties, honestly, now a task way deserve for be commended. But it's an unenviable job. Honestly, for deal with things, even when they deal with 2 sides, 3 sides, you go get some of the way they ask for please. And for deal with 16 sides, honestly, we get for see how we improve them. So now I make at a point where you ask me and say, we elections them, you get a plus, or we say the plus them plenty. Okay. But also get side away, get room for improvement.
So you want for comment on NCD and they make people, other people learn because we main aim now for educate the masses, when people they know who say room there for improvement, so that in these 14 days where they between now and 27, we go look for no thing for do, so that we will improve the process.
Well, one big thing when we family and we chef can agree on, where we need improvements on the side of NEC. In as much as they improve accountability and they improve accuracy, while they improve speed.
Okay.
Because honestly, they are managing the political dispensation of the country. And because of that, the whole country in peace, they hang upon whosoever is announcing and is dispensing these results. Because of that, honestly, I want to tell you, say, me live in the east side and at times I pass to very populated parts of the country. Honestly, the times that people expect the results, everything come to a standstill. The schools, the business people, even the people who they ride wheelbarrow, all of them were waiting for the results. So honestly, we want room for improvement in those areas. Then we go say, we are improving all around. Otherwise, the process has been very fine, and we Sierra Leoneans will commend we safe.
Well, I think I want to bring this aspect into this discussion, because that is very important about speed. We see efforts for be accountable for say yes, we get for tell what thing happen, and then we get for make conscious effort for ensure say what you tell be accurate. But there was some kind of compromise in terms of the speed. Now, by how things they go, looking at how the world day, you go only get speed and not compromise accuracy when you go technological. But we also know the downside of it. And if we can talk about hacking elections in almighty America, I wonder what will happen as Salon if we choose for move with the trend and ensure say we also blend speed and accuracy. I don't know what will be the comment. Make I come to Commissioner Conte again.
Yes.
We'll take another round on that.
Reverend, I think this now very, very wonderful thing you just hit on. When we talk about the culture, that was where me thinking. I will take me time to explain how me thinking be in line with that. You know, they always describe, anytime in this program, they always describe, say, the democratic structures. Now they feel about the hardware in the computer.
Okay.
That's the way they see. You get mouse, you get keypad, you get monitor, you get this. Now the hardware. Now then are the institutions them.
What do you need for run the system?
But waiting for work inside there, are the software, we are the culture. And that side day, now they really we get for work on.
Okay.
One thing I want for stress now the tendency, this not the way they know me hard. Anytime they talk, they eat me inside. Because I think say if we not rise up as Sierra Leoneans and fight for work on this, whatever we put in, no go be seen clearly. What in this why they talk about? Our tendency to be corrupted.
Okay.
A serious get problem, and I see that issue there in these elections. A whooping 221 polling stations were cancelled and nullified. 221 police stations by 300. If you calculate that one day, now boku votes there.
But I don't know if somewhere they right now go for search out for the information. But I wonder
yes,
what to make
now they come.
The commission are not try for point out saying so and so side.
Now there they come. For the mere fact I don't put her for in black and white, I expect NEC for go further and tell the public who side them thing there happen. And not for only tap day. Now officers then be there at them place then they. What to make how they talk this? If we not get the culture for do the right thing, Reverend, even if we come with the best of electoral processes, we go still beat the system and do the wrong thing. Believe you me, now people and then work na their centers then. Now people and supervise them people and they. Now people and do them result and then they sign them. NEC, I think say NCD will go pursue this. NEC for tell with them people there and the law for taking course.
Definitely.
Can you imagine this franchise all of those voters? And not believe that sometimes not before go to run off. We know what run off mean. Now new tension, now new funds, now new things that they can't waste again. New time, they picking the one for go school. Exams they're very close for NPSC, for Becker, then picking the all day waiting. Now they can't go to another 2 weeks, then another wait again. Where the tension? Can we pay for that? Just because few people then choose for spoil the system. Wait to me, I go attribute, except somebody say otherwise. What are they try for say? That with tendency for be corrupted.
Why we not go one for do the right thing? Why I get for crook something? Why I get for allow overvoting? Why I go stuff ballots?
You care for choose the person for lead.
Where for lead? Yes,
so in other words,
sir.
you tell the person say, we come, you self continue.
And let you do bad, bad. And to me, that is what is eating me up, especially for the future of this country. And this is why I am appealing. I think we get for set an example. This thing not for be swept in the carpet, but me for the mere fact that they in black and white. We go continue to ask this question: where are the 221 polling stations, and who are these officers? One them for disrobe of this job, and we foresee them being investigated.
Definitely.
Why for them for the franchise, this franchise, that mammoth of people? In Boku, the people in Boku, when they vote and don't nullify. And to me, it is part of our culture, the software. If we had to not clean, for ensure the way it puts me in Allah do the right thing. La tap the power, also tap. If not them people can vote, men can vote. Would I not can let not come? La give the report how supposed for day. I know they say that then do, but let next tell we further what it happen. And to me, until we correct that day, even if we count the best of systems, I mean people that go still fight for hacker. For just make them get their own advantage, for just make them get their own way. For goodness sake, this is not the voice of the Sierra Leonean populace. Let it be respected. If we say now this person you want, now you want. Maybe we left and like come other way there. We'll go able to talk to them and then we're able to listen. But all of this now in play to the timing. Because remember where the next commissioner they constantly they say, I get for listen to people when they come with them complain them. When they petition, we forget for recount, we go recount. It eats into the time just because somebody want to be corrupt. I remember fully well with the whole town hall meetings, where they tell people and say, now by 14,000 policemen they will get. The police station alone are 11,000 plus. If we say we have for two policemen at each station, how we go pull them? So they tell the people and say, one way for have this election for be peaceful, people will not cause problem. And believe me, we give Boku policemen a holiday during the elections. Because the people then behave themselves. You go some side, the place so peaceful. You know they are ala. They vote peacefully. Because now so for be as civil people, now so for be as good citizens, not to forgive the policeman a problem. And in the same vein, if not give you opportunity for work for them with all sincerity.
In other words, people they go into the system with some motive.
Some motive. We don't even know how they be plan them. To the point that look at the outcome today.
And these are Sierra Leoneans.
Exactly.
So it means anything negative will come out of there is still the tell on we as Sierra Leoneans.
That is the dent in this election. As I be they constantly say, not all team very rosy. Problem then they side and they will need for work on. And this now one key area. Now one key area is we need for pay attention to this. I think I just want to inject that in with democratic culture and not say we the people and now we not the problem. As somebody wise person say, it's not a corruption our problem in our country. Our mile.
You know, the person
yes, it's a corruption not just a symptom. The issue then now we minds. Now we minds now get the problem, now we get the mile. Because I want everything, I want this, I want to do that, I want to any size assist until they go take her and make a million. For goodness sake, why should I not be content and no say I no go grab and work inside one day. I get for crawl. I hold myself at enough. Then I begin mark tete before I ever begin run. It's gradual and it happens. All you need is hard work.
You see, and Nietzsche says you cannot run into running.
That is it, sir. So really, this is the problem. One of the polymer things in a big challenge in this election, and we need for do better. But they call up on neck. We have the need for tell we further. Who are these people? Where were they? And we need for investigator.
Well, Fumble, you there on NCD HOUR, your civic education program where they promote good governance in Salo. We did talk about the aftermath of the March 7, 2018 elections from a good governance perspective. And we done the examine issues, especially looking at the implications for democracy. And we don't look at how the institutions they fear, and we begin check with processes. We talk on the culture. But something come up, we make we commissioner try for question certain things in terms of how we behave. We also get something for do with democratic culture because now we disposition towards ensuring say democracy work. Now ain't gonna make it work very well. Otherwise, we're going to continue for get issues and problems. But one thing they will talk about for improve the system, especially in terms of speed. Because we know say NEC really talk about accuracy, even though they realize that they are counting with people, but they could not do it speedily. I want for Green Commissioner McFoy. looking at the implications for technology and the tendency where they for make that still be corrupted, even as we talk about, say again, the same democratic culture.
Unfortunate actually for where we get 221 polling stations cancelled. And also for where we get Sierra Leoneans engaged by the malpractices here. And for me, with a legal background, it's high time for where we really try for activate the laws. Now that we democratic dispensation, more especially in the electionary process, we don't get the electoral court. Just like how my colleague they say, it wants for Lenek further explain Usai and Usai and waiting happen, who are the people and we involved. But going back from waiting me colleague they say, looking at the political structures of each political party, they get a structure. And one of the structures for going to the election, now for let them select people where they know say credible enough for send them for represent them at then different constituencies or different polling stations. Yeah. Now, before they go out, then they get meetings. You get head of the political parties. You get people then where they manage them and they send them out. Are they not aware? So these are some of the honest questions that we need for ask ourselves as Sierra Leonean. We the National Commission for Democracy, we like frank talk. Are they not aware what's happening? Because these are leaders who we try for put into the offices. These are the people who would expect for governing. If we don't begin to get problem on the way, electing them to these offices with the different representations we then send at them polling stations here, we not feel say we need for acts we self as Sierra Leoneans. Are these politicians being honest with us as a nation? With all the flamboyant manifestos, with all everything, you not feel say you for able to win through the ballot without cooking the system? Are we representation in these different polling stations? Are we not honest to ourselves? If today we dey talk for developed nation, we dey begin from the human resource base. How honest we are as a nation? Are we prepared for all waiting with the glamour for? With all of this where they happen? So we get these checks into a democracy. We get these checks into an electionary process. These are some of the flip-flop areas. These are some of the questions we genuinely need for the ask ourselves. Are we genuine with ourselves? With the processes?
That is a very
yes,
tough,
we don't begin
it's
the
a tough question.
we don't begin the commend institutions. Yes, institutions they play their own part. But we the individuals representing the general public, are we ready for waiting with a yarn for? Why we not go change? Speed. Of course, na manual system we system they into presently. We know the thing of hacking and understand that I must be honest. Because na manual.
No, would it say because for make speed also come into the equation, you need for good technological.
Yes, you
but
need
when that fear they day, I feel so good for accomplish that without facing that kind of problem like what America and say face Almighty America.
Well, na continuous education. We know each that level 8 we then work into the system because all we voting na manual and the input. We side the whatever go happen.
But if you get websites that you like if you get email accounts, people can go into her.
Yeah, yes. That's not the technology.
And NEC get websites.
NEC get
and the
website
people
as in
work,
the input.
The people who work on NEC then get email accounts them. Yes,
Yes.
you still
Yes.
get the floor.
Yes.
Reverend, honestly, just like our earlier say, the politicians get a structure, yeah, where the different representations and where they send into them polling stations, yeah. Now then for ask them questions here now, if they do something fishy for distort we electionary process.
But of course, evidence there with the cancellation of 221 stations, and on the basis overvoting take place. Now, what someone and do one, not to any agent, not to any angel from anywhere or demon. Now, what someone and SSF go and
So which means it was calculated.
of course.
It was calculated saying that this one do. So therefore the people that will forget, now people that wait for sick interest. I don't know if I did the right foot here.
Definitely, but the concern here is, are we good citizens enough?
No, that's what we're
for make
saying.
salon business go before.
No, it's not good. Because part of them people and they form the human development, the human resource base at this country. And all of them people are young people. And if the young people don't begin
Is it just I don't know?
No,
Is it just
majority.
young people.
well, majority form the representation.
So in other
Because
words,
when we
youth-
go around, so we observe.
Okay.
Going around, we see so much of young people.
people they serve
Yes.
at the polling
We were
stations
at the
there.
polling stations.
Okay.
So now more of young people, we the young people them, where tomorrow get for be the future leaders of this country. Now we they engage in some of them practices here. And one frown at them as a
Okay.
nation and as a commission say they act they are in any way and not fine as a nation because they care who knows that.
Sontela just bought something
Okay.
there, just as we talk about the perpetrators, we talk about young people. And the sad thing is, most times young people are being used. And believe you me, if they see them with their innocent faces, you really know say, then why sometimes they don't even know the implication of what they do. For most of the stations they were observed, I observed well over close to 20 stations, right from Bombali and Tonkolili, on the very day of the elections. You they see them so innocently. Sometimes they don't even know what they do. But all I know is there are people who scheme. Now they get the grand plan. Because they get the grand plan, then find them why they way. But just do this for we, but no worry, nothing not go be. Just do this. This is a small one. That is what they know. No, they just say, "La, do this." Forgetting that there are people who get the grand plan. And now the brother, now then they up here. Now all the more easy, what would they say? Just like how my colleagues say, what would they say? Let NEC give you the information more.
Okay.
Do political parties scheme, pass and do wrong for let them win? You not think say you go win fairly?
Is it actually is it with the collusion of
That is what I believe. Sincerely, the investigation will not know yet.
Exactly.
But really, me no say, for all I know, election rigging cannot be done by one
By
man.
one person.
And-
It cannot be done by one
Again
party.
and again, you get party operatives where they pin and they point fingers at some people.
Yes.
Say them for sack them for say them
Yes.
for make so. So
Yes.
what is going on?
Now make we say, men and tell me.
Just before you bring Gabisi,
Okay.
one of the polling stations that we may begin at Gorage, one of the gentleman who made it as the polling agent manager, I mean, they try forgetting name. He asked me out. Now I say, if you okay? He say, he don't want too much representation here. He don't want too much organizations.
Can
Now
you
I say,
imagine?
And you went in as an observer.
yes,
Can you
I went
imagine?
there
And
as
the
an
commissioner
observer.
for that matter.
Well, I know. I just show me cards. I say I'm here. This institution where you see how they represent. Now, state institution, and I work with they do. So we had that back and forth, but I'm again for check out. You know. So if we dey talk about my practices, maybe some of these guys are,
That is it.
you know,
That is it. And that complaint about who? Say them direct
yeah,
people. Iboku.
one
Well,
half gentleman,
the-
one half guy.
The price then say the price will get for pay for liberty and perpetual vigilance.
Yes.
So it means say
Correct.
the people of this country get for be alert. We not want for allow the one that will get bad motive for succeed. Because somebody said evil thrives
Yes.
when good people not doing
nothing.
anything.
Yes.
Mr. You don't hear the issues there.
Yeah.
We talk about democratic culture. We look at the issue of improving on the system. You mentioned something about will come out funding the process for ONAM. What do you take on all of the issues here? So in terms of that speed accuracy thing, by way of improving it and the challenges we're inside it.
Well, first of all, I want to give one side. For say, we the people, one thing we will say about this, in as much as we look up to NEC for letting them do investigation, look at the full detail of what happened, how it happened, who are the players, who are the behind them, what are the drivers, what are the motivations. We wait for get that data from NEC. And then now we will get into investigation of them and the people who are investigating at the country. But I want to say something about we all.
Okay.
We the Sierra Leoneans, the citizens, now we they make up these institutions.
Yeah, definitely.
And every process, it forgets integrity. Like how the process they get process what you go do, who shall go do first, who shall go do second, who shall go do third. Because the process they get integrity, if something goes fundamentally wrong, we're able for tracker. But I want to say something also about we the citizen, we the commissioners and also talk about. Now, if we the citizen there, we get this tendency for be corrupt. We get this tendency for undo processes or for redo them in the wrong way. Honestly, if we are citizens, we go into the police, we go raise these issues. Yeah. We are citizens. If we go into the judiciary, we will get the same problem. We are citizens. If we go into civil society, we will get these problems. If we the citizens, them, the basic citizen, will get this tendency to be corrupt, or get this resistance, towards standing up for something right. Honestly, we can't get a problem. And I feel so we need more education. And we need even more action. At times, like how commissioners again for ad, probably we need again accountability. Like how they talk about building the culture. Because at times, for do the bad, for perpetrate the wrong, the sweet we all, who knows say we do them, there is impunity. Both case in the language. For sure, that both case they make, people are ready for do them over and over. So I agree again, say they investigate, and whosoever are the perpetrator or set of perpetrators will bring them to book. Probably this will serve as a deterrent for any other one we want to do them at another time. Because we got to bear in mind, say, the election are a contest. And at times, we get some of the players who are ready for play below the belt. And if they play below the belt, we go to undermine one big principle in democracy, where they mean say, one man, one vote. If we the citizens that we honestly, this indelible ink, when they buy so dearly, we're not going to need for take out for the whole country. You do go vote, and because you don't vote once, you go now, you go relax, you let other people for vote. But because you get the tendency for let people vote and vote and vote and vote again and again, for beat the system, they need for ink with fingers. And if just that's one process, and also it affects with trust. Because we all they know for say, me the cook, you cook, we all cook, nobody know they believe in company. And we're not going to build good institutions and good processes without trust.
And that subject of trust, it look like saying they build the tension. Because nobody not trusting company. This person, if he says this don't do bad, this says this don't so.
Very true, Mr. Moderator. In fact, when you look at the social media message, because of the lack of trust, everybody been the like, put up in your message, everybody they get your own tally center without data, everybody they come up with your explanation without the details. All man again report. So you find out say, then thing that they want to see so, then they put it on social media, it reflects for say, we no get trust. And at times some of the things them, really, we don't get beyond the level of, it don't go to the level of absurdity. Some of the things that will be seen on social media, of what they say happen, of what they project, say will come out. Because you don't get people that give the results, they don't go for 120%. Honestly.
And talking about the percentages going beyond 100. Me not do the calculation yet. But people will say even the next result now 100.3%. I don't know.
Mr. don't see that. If I did a newspaper this morning,
Okay.
I say clearly.
Yes,
I think they need for time to rectify that. That is very important also, sir.
And honestly, wouldn't that question the integrity of the result itself?
Yes, it go raise issues.
Because if the calculation is not correct, then who then don't give more votes, we're not supposed to get it.
Yeah.
That might be the question.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fumble, you day on NCD HOUR, you civic education program where they for promote good governance in a salon. They look at the aftermath of the March 7, 2018 election, and we look at them from the lens of democratic good governance. And of course, me panelists and on they raise very important issues, and you self can be part of this program. The number is 077-581457 or 079236761. You self can be part of the program. We know for make time between. I want to make we take one other important issue. Of course, I'll try. We'll try for blend them. We look at the implication for democracy, and we don't say so many things. And we see say challenges then they we need for work real hard on it. But one side one for make we forget. Overall, we want for look at all of the entire what will happen, which implication and get for peace and national unity. Let's start with you, Commissioner Content.
Yes, I think that one of the mantra and one day for ensuring we send out messages of peace, national unity, and cohesion. I think from where I start, I begin say before this thing begin, we set procedures, we set processes, and to me, one way for ensure say you keep the sanctity of a process, of a program, and for ensure the processes are respected. What you say na so for do, you follow them to the end. You know they change the goalposts mid the game. You for ensure say as you don't set them, now so you they follow them consciously to an end. In that case, you go able to hold everybody along. And when you arrive at a decision, everybody will say, no, but he was fair. Even if you want to say this, you want to say that, the person will say, this person taking time, what we don't say what they do, you not bend left, you not bend right, you not pay at.
Sorry, Commissioner, I don't know what you say. The peace itself, it doesn't come just by itself.
Never.
Now, about how you manage the
Never.
process, then you keep the peace.
Never. Having good processes, well managed, well checkmated,
Structured and
is very, very important for maintaining the peace. Because really, as we said just now, when somebody is gone to, I think the saying day, now mortal man in mind, now they peace day, and now they back war
day.
They start. Now the mind, how you see things, that's how they react, and they begin concoct in your own way, how you want to get out of them. But one way for maintaining this peace, the implications for peace, now for ensure say as we don't start and so, as I said, the good thing is every political party where you say would they accept the result, especially the one the way for good or not. I think say I listen to the two leaders there. They all don't make commitments. Say we are accepting this result and we are going to the runoff. It is good. That not mean say issues they know they like the one political party in particular. They say we get issues, we they put them together and we go face neck with them. Now we see how going forward we will try for correct them. That is the correct thing to be done. But we all for stand on that positive trajectory. That road what we know say, now go make we reach at the point where we go say, we tell God thank you, the peace whole. Now we not change the rules in the middle of the game. And I also they beg, if you not player, do you not on referee? All man get in own responsibility. Now the referee go blow say this na foul. And if I who play football, even when they do you bad, when you turn and give, now you then they give the card.
Of course.
And you are when really you do bad, the left. Because you suppose forget the attitude for say, not to war. Not to war at all. Now for lay complain. What would be small and say obey and complain? I mean hate that thing though, then lash me seriously. Then do me bad in a class. And I fetch for me, say, oh, then beat me terrible. From that day, they remember that word, obey and complain. I remember that one, and up to this point, so I don't begin born picking, and they teach them that one day. It's always good to obey, then you lay complain. Now, damn day with the appeal. So if you want to maintain the peace going forward, I think saying that too for do. The processes must be respected. The individual roles must be respected, and ensure say we get to the end. I don't know if I will get an opportunity for talk again.
We must take the next commissioner. Yes, Commissioner.
Well,
We're still looking at peace and national unity.
Yes,
whose
of course.
implication all these things get
Commissioner made a try for bringing a definition we say since war started in the minds of men, it is in the same minds of men defenses of peace must be constructed.
Okay.
This same mind, the way they sit down for think negative, now that make we as a commission we day for disrobe their minds then they say disrobe that negativity way of thinking and think peace. Because that same mind the way they think negative, at the end of the day, now get for come back, they say I want some peace. We they try as a commission and we don't do so much well. The outcome of this elections, shows the National Commission for Democracy, they do so much well. And our responsibility for appeal to the minds of Sierra Leoneans and say, election no to war. Election no to war. And we'll therefore continue since we go into the second phase of the election. So therefore, once we appeal to politicians, let's have get responsibility. And on our responsibility, not to just for teach the people them how to vote. Teach them, say, election no to war, and we want for let Salon win at the end of the day.
Mr. Dengab's election not to war, Salon for win. But people, when you listen to social media, even private or personal call, people, both regions, people they say, then they chase them because of how they vote. I don't know what you will say to fumble them, even as runoff don't come.
Well, some of the things, and first of all, they are very serious allegations, and I see some of them, although they get on social media, but we need to investigate them very well. But again, we need for institutions of this nature, and always they say, we put this appeal. This is some kind of education we'll get to the continuous, for say the political contest, we for make our issues based. Because you get people them way, probably for as long as they could remember, and they take and say, because I belong to this region, I should vote for this color, and I should vote for this party. And this no go take we to the level the whole country in development trajectory. The thing we get for good country leaps and bounds. Now follow look at a development program and see how this program they benefits me, it benefits me generation, it benefits the country, it benefits me kinsmen. Honestly, as a country. But if we just look at color, we just look at region, we just look at languages spoken, honestly, with democracy, we go say na nursery na idi. If we want to take a look common nursery, let's go to the level where they go GSS and SSS. We go to issues. First of all, one thing for glad for this dispensation, we start forget debate. Probably, but the debates not being go through because one for now we get 2 levels, 3 levels debate. We probably at the first level everybody go come, then they go get second level, third levels. But now all get room for improvement. If we do that, we go bring all of these issues to the discussion and see which candidates will offer the best options for we as citizens. And I don't know for go for. No, not just look for say this we all talk the same language, we come from the same region. If we do that,
the one positive thing I want to take from here that if like Kinagat himself with democracy, at least you don't begin go school.
yes, you don't begin go
So
school.
it go move.
No.
Well, we dey try for round up now because time not there again. Make I just take 1 or 2 text messages, then we'll bring down the curtain on this program. Somebody will say also cancellation of ballot boxes by NEC is disenfranchising people of this nation. I think NEC will have to investigate and punish the perpetrators to serve as deterrent before going to the runoff election. Then, well, somebody will say something else. So this one sounds interesting to me. It says spiritually, what you are discussing is not good in the sight of God. I don't know. And also will affect your generations yet unborn because this national issues. Please let's be God fearing. I don't really understand what this person is saying. Well, because of time, we're not going to read all the message then. Family, you've been there on NCD HOUR, you good governance program. We come to you, courtesy of the National Commission for Democracy with support from UNDP and through this station we tune to. I want to say plenty thank you to my panelists them, Commissioner Conte, Commissioner McFoy, Mr. Dingabi, see, and even the one them where they behind the camera them and the one that were inside the room. And you yourself out there will take time for be part of this program. Like I always say, no members say Salon and one will get. But we make every effort for people united. God bless you until we meet again in a Reverend Jibril Akabo.
National Commission for Democracy. Organization waiting Commission for Democracy. Now Salon so we dey talk for positive participation in governance. Now Salon, National Commission for Democracy.